All right, let's get started. Today, we're talking about the architecture of writing. We're going to figure out how to build ideas that are so strong, so well designed, well, they can't be ignored. You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You spend all of this time crafting the perfect message, you hit send, and crickets. Your big idea just kind of vanishes. It's super frustrating. But what if the problem isn't what you're saying, but how you're building your argument? And that right there is the big idea for today. We need to stop just putting words on a page and start thinking like architects. See, an architect has a blueprint. They don't just show up with a pile of bricks. They design a structure that's strong, logical, and actually does what it's supposed to do. Your writing can do that too.
So first things first, let's talk about the paragraph. If a piece of writing is a building, then paragraphs are the rooms inside. They're the fundamental spaces where your ideas actually live and breathe.
That's right, physics. To make sure our paragraphs are solid, that they don't just collapse, they have to follow three basic laws. Think of them as the laws of structural integrity for your ideas. Law number one is unity. It's simple, really. A paragraph should be about one thing, and one thing only. Every single sentence has to support that one main idea. It's like building a wall with red bricks. You wouldn't just toss a random blue one in the middle, right? That blue brick would stick out and weaken the whole structure. Stay focused.
Next up, coherence. Okay, so a building isn't just a bunch of separate, sealed-off rooms. You need hallways and doorways to connect them. That's what coherence does for your sentences. It creates a smooth, logical flow that guides your reader from one thought to the next. It's all about making the journey effortless for them.
And the third law is development. Look, an empty room isn't all that useful, is it? Development is how you furnish that room. You have to back up your main idea with enough details, enough examples, enough evidence to make it feel complete and totally convincing. You're not just making a point, you're proving it.
All right, so now we know the laws of construction. That means we can start designing different kinds of rooms for different jobs. You wouldn't put a stove in a bedroom, right? Same thing with paragraphs. They need to be designed for a specific purpose. Let's check out the blueprints.
Okay, this table is basically your architect's toolkit, so let's walk through it. First, you've got your technical paragraph. Its whole job is to explain and inform. It does this with a logical, step-by-step organization, and its voice is objective and formal. Think data, facts, definitions. Now, look at the middle column, the descriptive paragraph. Its purpose is totally different. It's all about painting a picture in the reader's mind. So, it's organized by what you can see, hear, and touch, and it uses a ton of adjectives and sensory details. And finally, we have the narrative paragraph. What's its job? To tell a story. It's organized by time, what happened first, what happened next, and it's all about actions and moving the story forward. The key takeaway here? Pick the right tool for the job.
So here's a technical paragraph in the wild. You can just hear it, can't you? Photovoltaic effect, semiconductor material. It's precise, it's objective, and it's explaining a process. This is pure, unadulterated information. Now, feel the shift. This is a descriptive paragraph. You get that robust cast iron bed, the bright LCD screen, the green digits. You can almost see and feel the machine. It's not just telling you about it, it's showing you. It's building a picture in your head. And here's our narrative. See those signposts? My first day. Next, by 4 p.m. This is a story. It's taking us on a journey from a beginning to an end, following a clear timeline, and even showing us how the characters' feelings changed. Okay. So we've built our house, we've got all the rooms, but right now it's just an empty building. To really bring it to life, we need to put some people inside. We need dialogue. Let's see how conversations can fill our structure with energy. You know, every great conversation, whether it's written down or happening in real life, follows a really simple three-part pattern. First, you've got the handshake, the hello that sets the tone. Then, you have the conversation itself, the main part where the ideas get passed back and forth. And finally, you have the goodbye, a nice, clean ending. And this slide just nails how much context matters. Look at these two examples. They both follow that handshake, conversation, goodbye structure, but they feel like they're from two different planets, right? On the left, the formal interview is all about respect and professional language. On the right, the informal chat is casual, relatable, and built on shared experience. The words you choose are like the furniture and paint you put in your rooms. They create the entire atmosphere.
So, we've gone over the physics, the blueprints, the different room designs, and even how to furnish them with conversation, which brings us back to the most important part of this whole process. You're the architect. Think about it. You now have all the tools. You understand the foundational principles of a solid paragraph: unity, coherence, and development. You've got the blueprints for different kinds of paragraphs: technical, descriptive, and narrative. You are absolutely ready to build something amazing. So, the only question left is, with all this in your hands, what are you going to build first?